I began my own personal yoga practice in 1991. It was a basic class of Hatha Yoga, just the physical movement, and it became an inspiration for where I am today, and that is a Bikram yoga teacher and a studio owner in Orange County. It has transformed my life. It physically has made me healthier. Mentally, it has centered me, and it's allowed me to be more of a productive human based upon getting to know myself better.
I started Bikram Yoga in 2003 because I had a running injury. I ran the LA Marathon and I was a mess, and I went there and said I would never go back. Well, I became a teacher, and then getting into Bikram Yoga started me, was just the springboard to get me into children's yoga and all other forms.
Despite the fact that my personal practice was mostly for adults, I feel, knowing what yoga has done for adults, if we start children earlier than starting as an adult, we have an opportunity to get them involved in a physical practice that helps them settle their bodies, settle their minds, and just an overall well-being.
I really like teaching yoga to children because you get a lot out of it. You learn a lot about yourself, and you give back so much to the children, and you give them ideas, and you give them mantras, positive affirmations to take home with them. And I also do work with a lot of special needs kids because I understand where they're coming from. I did coach Special Olympics for years, and it's just rewarding because the kids, each time you teach a class and you're consistent, they come back to you and they hug you and they're all over you, and they really come back they tell you what you've taught them.
Currently we have 3 classes a week. The Mommy and Me, or Baby and Me as we'd like to call it now, is opening up the opportunity for a parent and an infant to bond in a playful way using yoga postures or movements. And so it's just a bonding.
The goal is to get parents together to exchange ideas, to do some basic yoga poses with the babies and the toddlers, and just to get the moms together, and they're going to get yoga as well, and they're also going to get exchange parenting ideas.
We get to the 3 to 6 year age, and that is really more of interactive children with the teacher, and it's play with music, games, but they're moving their bodies in yoga positions or asanas, and they really don't realize it.
They learn the basics, they learn how to breathe, and a lot of the children will come to me and tell me how they use their breathing to resolve a conflict, meaning that they got put in a timeout, and instead of getting frustrated, they use the breathing to calm them down.
Then the next is the 7 to 12-year-old, a little bit more disciplined, hour and a half, still structure, but playful as well.
We're going to teach them how to use yoga in their everyday life as far as studying, homework, how to calm down when the peer pressure is getting way too much, which at that age it starts to really around 10 to 12, that's when they start to notice it. But giving them other outlets, as far as when they're on the playground and somebody's not being nice to them, instead of getting drawn into the drama, we teach them just to walk away from it.
As far as living peace, when a child is moving their body with a yoga asana or posture, they're unaware of the fact that this is also transforming a thought process, and it's cumulative. So they feel better physically, they're centered more, so therefore their own personal awareness is building at a younger age, allowing one to make better decisions, their discernment about how they operate or relate to another child in school, to a teacher, so that this is a building of a relationship between the mind, the body, and the spirit, and that's part of what peace is about. I want to make sure that people understand the type of yoga that we're doing here is a physical practice. There is no one spiritual path. There's no one religious belief system. This is just the movement of the body to allow them to experience themselves, for them to get to know themselves better.
What I like about yoga is that after I'm done with the whole class, you feel relaxed, and you could just go home and relax and just calm your mind and just be finally I get to relax, so I'm not so hyper.
There's no experience necessary for the Mommy and Me, Baby and Me. No experience necessary for the 3 to 6 year or the 7 to 12 year. All they have to do is bring themselves and just wear comfortable clothes, and we'll take it from there.
You're learning in our yoga classes how to just be you and how to be peaceful and be comfortable with being yourself.
It's a very rewarding experience to expose children to yoga. Children are so open and so free in their thinking. They want to do things, and all we have to do is show them. So it's up to the adults, the invitation to bring these kids in here.
A lot of people that you think that, oh, well, maybe they won't like this asana. Kids will try and do anything. And what the good news is about doing yoga and getting them into inversions and different types of poses, their confidence level, it boosts their confidence level.
Yoga has taught me not to be scared, and it's just taught me to be a different person.
It's an absolute. I know personally that if one just shows up to the center with their children, that this will become a relationship, a long-term relationship.